Well, guess what? Another update on Ezra Miller. So, Deadline put out this article, Friday, I guess? Yeah. And it basically did an overview of the whole terrible mess for Warner Brothers and the list of the idiot episodes of Ezra Miller as they got worse and worse and worse. They're already suffering from the Amber Heard mess with Johnny Depp's victory in court because he had all the evidence and she had nothing. Yet they sided with her and fired him from the Fantastic Beasts film, which then the movie without him pooped the bed at the box office. Now, maybe the movie was bad enough anyway and would have bombed on its own, even with him in it, but it certainly didn't help to have that mess when the results of Johnny Depp's trial was pretty obvious to everyone who had any inkling of this story. You could see it coming a mile away. And so, Amber Heard's in their big DCEU winner, their $1 billion movie was Aquaman. And so they got Aquaman 2, so you got to protect that, but she's in it. So can you recast? Can you reshoot? I mean, at this point, it's supposed to come out later this year, so I think time's up on it, perhaps. Okay, they have a cut where she's less in it, another one where she's more in it. Can they deep fake another actress and all this sort of stuff for the story and all? Obviously, she will not be Mara for Aquaman 3, should there be one. But, and they knew this. They knew this in the trial. You got Walter Hamada saying, well, she was terrible on screen. They had to edit it to make it look good, and they managed to do that. And but that's the Amber Heard story. Bad enough as that is. Now we got Ezra Miller, and this stuff's been trickling out for quite a while. And the story of the grooming the girl, well, that thing is 6 years old. She's 18 now, started when she was 12 with this guy. Now there's another 12-year-old just recently that he does his weird crap. And then he does these bizarre Instagram posts, which, man, it's like, Heaven's Gate, Jim Jones. I mean, it is like, good Lord, where is he? Where's the girl? What's going, hopefully he's just found and that, but boy, there's a lot of smoke here just to think maybe there's no fire, but they knew there was a problem. Long ago, they knew there was a problem. The guy was apparently having meltdowns on the set and all this type of stuff. But they managed to put the movie together, and based on, if you can take it, believe it or not, the people who have seen the screen test said it's not bad, for the movie in and of itself, its time travel plot and all that sort of thing. It's kind of cool. And it's always like, oh, wow, that makes it worse for the situation they're in, because it's not just the Flash film. It really isn't. It's the DCEU film. It's another one of these movies like Batman versus Superman, which is not really a movie in and of itself. It's just an instrument to set up their shared universe franchise. This is the reboot, and so that's what it's doing. And so the big draw is Michael Keaton returns as Batman. So, that's cool. They introduce a new Supergirl in it. And then eventually they get to a Batgirl movie that's obviously affected by the events here, which puts Michael Keaton as the new, the old, or however you want to put it, Batman of the new DCEU. In that. So you need the Flash movie to set that up, and that's where they're stuck. And apparently rumored that there was a Michael Keaton scene in the Aquaman movie. I don't know that there's any real confirmation of that, but it makes sense that they would have some kind of little in-credit thing with that. It's setting it up, and hey, how'd this happen? Well, you had to have seen the Flash movie, and it would tell you all about it and how that happened. Well, fine, except you apparently have this criminal cast as the Flash. So Deadline says Zaslav has several choices. And he'll make one of them soon, if not already, that we know of. But None of these are good. So it says he can pull back on heavily promoting the summer 2023 film, confining it to some P&A and no publicity tour. Well, obviously, there's no publicity. Ezra can't attend any of that. But he's the Flash, and you're going to have Michael Keaton come and do it all. And yeah, they could change all the advertisement. It's all about Michael Keaton's Batman. Which is, again, the big draw, but it's not fooling anybody, you know. So his second option is to relegate it to streaming with HBO Max and take a write-down. So they would save on the promo budget by doing that. But they've dropped a lot of money into this thing. So they still probably take quite a bit of a loss on doing it. But its necessity for their other movies going forward would still be met in that, well, here's the story that explains, for the most part, just that why is Michael Keaton's Batman suddenly around? And what happened to the Ben Affleck Batman and all that. All that's explained in that movie. So there you go. You got to go to HBO Max to see that. So you could do that, and that one I'm beginning to think is probably more likely. So the third option is lean in toward making the movie a hit and then drop Miller if they can't straighten things out. They can't straighten things out. I don't think so. I mean, unless a whole bunch of stuff that explains that this was all exaggerated and it wasn't really that bad, and he had a bad bender in Hawaii, got stoned or whatever, and he's in rehab, and he's going to be a better guy soon. And all this stuff about the girls, no, there was nothing to that. Well, I don't know. So that's their best bet. The problem is, and what do they know? What other skeletons are in his closet, you know, that's going to come out? Because, boy, it's a year away from now for that movie. A lot can happen between now and then. And so and they have to Zaslav's got to make up his mind on this pretty quickly. You know, he can't wait till, you know, May of next year. Guess what? It's not coming out. No. And so, but there's the problem. The problem is, look whether that everything that it's set up to do. Again, you know, it's not. If it was just a Flash origin movie, they could scrap it and no one ever sees it, and they'll start over, hire a new actor, and there you go. But that's not what this movie is. Also, it brings in these new characters. Now, I don't think Batgirl actually appears in the Flash movie, but it's very connected because of Michael Keaton's Batman for her movie, which is done. It's sitting there waiting for this thing to get off the ground so that then her movie can come out. Apparently still just on HBO Max, but maybe they should swap that out and put her movie in theaters, and the Flash will just be on HBO Max. That might be the better outcome. But but now this is cutting into her stuff, and this actress and everything. Then there's Michael Keaton, who was the big deal they had to negotiate to get him to make his big comeback as Batman, and this new role for him within the DCEU movies. Apparently a sort of Nick Fury type character for them. His big comeback is in the Flash. Yeah, and so that's what a huge mess. The replacing Ezra Miller as the Flash, well, if you'd done it a couple of years ago, it'd be great. But no, the idea that they're going to go in and have to reshoot all that because he's too far into it. I mean, there was Kevin Spacey getting replaced by Christopher Plummer, and what was it, All the Money in the World or something like that. And I think, didn't Plummer end up winning an award or something? But apparently the scenes, they were able to do it because he didn't have as many scenes, as the rest of the characters and whatnot about the story. So they could do that. Army of the Dead had Chris D'Elia, he got Me Too'd or whatever, and then Tig Notaro took over the role. And they put her in, and it's seamless. The movie's crap, but the technical aspects of it are top notch. I mean, the way they did that is incredible to see. I had no idea until after we're watching a making of, and I'm like, holy crap, she wasn't really there in any of those scenes with the other actors. They just managed to put her in there. But the problem is, she was a supporting role. You know, it wasn't like the main character. The Flash is. So, and he plays two different versions of it, and apparently a third one as well. Jeez. So their final option on that, which is more than likely, if this thing can make it to whatever screen it gets to, is that at the end something a little weird, time warpy, universe changing thing, and it's a new actor. Whether that's, I don't think it'll be Grant Gustin. I know a lot of people want that, but there's been rumors of what's his name, Dylan O'Brien, someone like that. Suddenly there he is, and that's supposed to set up your next Flash movie. But the DCEU, you know, I mean, it's just been stumbling from the get-go. And what are you going to do? So now there's your situation. There's your situation that now sits on the desk of Zaslav. It's not his fault, but he's stuck with it. So I guess right now, HBO Max. That's what you do. I don't know what else. And even then, and really, waiting till next year, you probably should just put it on HBO Max as soon as possible. And then, we didn't know about this, you know, when the next horrific scandal happens, because they seem to be getting worse and worse. And hopefully it just, he just goes to rehab and everything calms down. But what if it isn't, you know? So there it is. Not much of an update. It's pretty much the same scenario they've been in for quite a while now. And a lot of it could have been avoided, at least, you know, for the film. I mean, the real serious issues. There's a lot of people involved with this guy who knew, and I think you waited too long. But ultimately, it's, you know, Ezra's fault himself. So there you go. There's your Ezra update.